I'm 33 years old. I'm married. Harold is the name of my husband. He's 37 years old. We've been married for 6 years. We have a boy. His name is Jamie. He is 4 years old. Our room is pretty small. Harold, my husband, worked for a building company. He worked hard every day, but not enough to make a lot of money. We lived on his pay, which covered our rent, bills, and food. We didn't get any new clothes. We never went out to eat. We never had extra cash, but I felt safe because he had a regular job. Then Harold told me one day that he was going to get a raise soon. He stated, "My boss told me I will get a promotion next month." We were thrilled that his pay would go up, giving us extra cash. Getting a new dress was on my mind. I thought about having a small party for our son's birthday. I thought things might get a little different for us. After 2 weeks, Harold came home with a serious look on his face. I was scared.
"Harold, what's wrong?" I asked. "What took place?" He said, "They let me go." At first I didn't get it. I asked, "What do you mean?" He put his hands over his head. He said, "4 offices are being closed by the company. They said there was no work. They fired me." My heart stopped. When I looked at my husband, his eyes were crying. I gave him a hug and held his hand. I told Harold that he would soon get a new job, but I was really scared. We saved some money, but we had a lot of bills to pay. We had to pay rent, bills, and school fees for our son. I was lost. I couldn't sleep that night, so my husband wouldn't think I was weak. I tried not to cry in front of him. Harold got up early the next day. He started looking for work. CVS was sent. He looked at websites and sent out CVs everywhere. He turned down jobs. He was quiet and tired when he got home. "Did you get the job?" I asked. I told him, "No, not yet." Weeks went by. The money saved shrunk. We cut more. I made food that was cheaper. We only had 1 meal for 2 days. I stopped getting myself anything, no matter how small. His shoes were worn out. I fixed his old ones. To pay the rent and bills, I sold my ring. My friend came over one day. "Diana, you make good food," she said. "Why not try selling it on the web?" I thought about her idea and told Harold about it. "My love, you don't have to work," he told her. "You do too much already. I'm going to get a job soon. Don't stress about money." It was clear that he was mad. I told him that this would help us out until he gets a new job. I said, okay. It was online after I took pictures of my food. I got 2 orders a week at first, then a few more. The cash came slowly. It helped us buy food, but it wasn't enough to replace our pay. To pay for our son's school fees, I had to ask my mom for some cash. I was tired after 2 months. I did laundry, cooked, and cleaned the house. I also had to put my son to sleep and take care of him. Harold would watch TV or look for work. He did his best, I'm sure he did, but it felt like months went by slowly. After a bad day with no orders and a call from the owner, I heard my son crying in his room one night. My hands hurt from the hot oil while I was cooking. My eyes were tired. Harold came in. "What are you doing?" I asked him. "You said you would discover something." "I work all day. I sell food. I feed this house. I'm still the one who worries about everything. I'm worn out." He didn't yell back. He just stood there and told her, "I'm trying. Try as I might." His face looked sad. It seemed like he didn't have anything left to give. I was mad that I had to take care of everything. I felt ashamed because I shouted. I saw how he looked at the ground. Harold got up from the bed and sat on the stairs outside. From the window, I could see him. He looked hurt. I didn't want to hurt him. I wished he would wake up. We both said sorry the next morning. "I'm sorry for yelling," I said. "I was scared." Harold told her. "You were right. I need to do more." Harold did something different that day.
He started applying for jobs before he found the right one. His calls were to small businesses. He got a job as a cleaner at a restaurant. He went after a job as a car driver, too. He still hadn't heard from them after weeks. Harold would sometimes say, "They like me, but they'll call later," when he got home from an interview. I gave her a smile and told her, "Try again tomorrow." Then his phone rang one morning to look for a job, but Harold wasn't happy about it. He looked tense. He almost didn't say he could go. He replied, "What if they say no? What if I go and they laugh?" He looked like a man who had already lost many times and was afraid to face another no. "Go, Harold," I told him while holding his hand. "Go, even if it's just a little." He said he couldn't, but I grabbed his coat and told him he could. He finally left. I sat on the floor, locked the door, and waited. I thought of a list. I thought about what I would say if he didn't get it. I thought about how many orders I could handle. I didn't sleep well. He came back after 3 hours. He looked worn out. My heart was beating fast. It was clear to me that he didn't get the job. Then he smiled and said, "Diana, they gave me the job. It will begin next week." I was so happy that tears came to my eyes. He didn't want the job because it wasn't a raise. It wasn't as much as he used to make. That man had to learn how to do the work in a small plant. It was honest work. It meant that every month money would come in. We didn't want this life, but it's our life now, I told him. We'll get it done. His smile spread across the room. Thank you for believing in me. Things didn't change overnight in our lives. We still went to the market to look at prices. We were still adding up coins to buy shoes for our son. For my food business, we still took orders, but now the fear was known by everyone. Harold picked up new skills at work. After a month, I got a simple dress for myself, even though I didn't have much money. Even though it was cheap, it made me feel like a lady again. We would sometimes fight about money when Harold got home from work after a long day, but it wasn't the hardest thing in our lives anymore. We made them longer because they were too short. We talked more after that. Harold told his wife one night, "I felt bad telling you everything." I told them, "Don't be. You're my husband. We're a family." Let's be honest, life isn't always easy, but when we work together and help each other, it's better. Even small things can help a family get through hard times and find hope again. This story was fun to read. Please like, comment, share, and follow if you did.